I just thought about that. That joint ain't clean yet.
Yo, listen. Do your
I was
thing.
about to wild out.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I can't do that. It ain't edited yet. That's the raw version. I just thought about it like, oh, I'll play it. The next episode is gonna be clean.
Right.
But
Okay.
folks, we here.
We here.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast with Tigmatic. It's your boy Tigmatic, alongside with the co-host extraordinaire over here, the lovely Jamie the Fox.
What's up,
Hey,
y'all, man? How everyone
and
doing?
tonight,
Peanut.
tonight we got a treat for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got a comedian. You know what I'm saying? And all around good guy out here. You know what I'm saying? From the Philadelphia streets. You know what I'm saying? And he's here, as promised, folks. The official Peanut. Good brother.
Yes,
Put
indeed.
your
Yes,
hands
indeed.
Salute.
together,
Welcome
Man,
to
okay?
the pot, man.
I want
Baby.
to appreciate both of y'all for allowing me on the show and all that. Appreciate that. Give me this
Hey,
opportunity.
man, it's my pleasure to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Fox told me about you. I went back and did my homework. You really are a funny guy.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I tried to be. I
Hilarious.
tried to be.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I just
know?
had to, quote that from, everybody know where that's from. You know what I'm saying? Henry started getting choking
Right,
bull over that, but
right,
Right.
right.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So introduce yourself like only you can. Even though I introduced you, I like to let people do it themselves as well. So go ahead. The
Okay.
floor is yours, brother.
So yeah, I'm official Peanut. Um, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. Grew up in Philadelphia. Grew up without a dad all my life. I mean, my dad served like 27 years in prison. My mom, she was like in and out of my life. So it was hard. I was raised by like a whole bunch of females. My aunt, my grandmother, rest in peace to my grandma on dad's side. Um, so I was raised, I had to like fend for myself. I had to like survive and like teach myself certain things of how to like to be a man and, to carry myself to be a better person for myself and my brothers and my sister and just stay strong for my family. So, you know, growing up, it was kind of hard, growing up without a father, just having, the streets have been like, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff in the streets. Like people are like, trying to fight me, trying to, bully my brother, bully my sister, and I had to be the one to defend them and take up for them and make sure nothing happened to them since I'm the oldest.
Right.
So yeah, so it was kind of hard. Just trying to stay consistent and do the things that I love. So you
So
know,
how did you tell the people a way that helped you cope through, like being from Philly and all of that is really hard in itself. And even working out here, things like that. What was some of the things that you did to keep yourself away from the streets and keep yourself level headed and things like that?
so for once, when I first was in the streets, I was actually a part of a gang at one point. So I was part of the gang, and I ain't gonna say the gang what I was in, but I was a part of the gang. And we used to run around the streets and whatever and do whatever. We used to run to the gallery, be in the gallery fighting, all types of stuff be going on. And then when I used to tell my cousins I'm in the gang, they used to laugh at me like, bro, you ain't in no gang, da, da, da," whatever. But I really was in the gang. I was doing gang stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And what got me out of it was like I was like, I gotta get out of Philly. Like I gotta move away. And
Right.
that's when I moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was living in Allentown for like 12 years.
Right.
And then I was like, all my homies, all my friends was going to college. And most of my friends that I had was getting killed and dying. So I was like, I want to go to college. I was like, I'm gonna move to Allentown and go to college. And then I ended up going to college, getting my degree in criminal justice. And then I just was like, all right, I'm gonna be out here. Then that's when my son was born, my oldest son. And then that's when I was a court to the, street life. I was still a part of the street life a little bit in the gangs in Allentown. But I was like, oh, my son is here. I can't be still doing the same thing. My father's and my father and my uncle is serving life in prison without parole. And here I'm in the gang. I'm getting locked up. I'm running around. I'm getting caught with guns on me. I'm just doing wild stuff. I was like, I gotta change, like to be a better person for myself and my son. There's no way he can see me like this. And eventually I had to make adjustments in my life because if not, I would have just been either dead or in prison.
And
Oh
that's
man, that's
real.
real tough. That's real
That's
tough.
real. You
So
hear me?
so
Go
tell
ahead,
us
T.
tell us a bit how you got into the comedy. You know what I'm saying? From transitioning from being in the street life to the
So
comedy. Let's break that down.
so
Before we even get into that though, you know what I'm saying? Because we bouncing around, right?
okay, okay,
Um, let's do it like this. Tell the people, let's talk the comedy side first, because we
okay,
went straight deep, right?
okay,
And the way we do it is we highlight you the first half hour. We're gonna
okay,
talk you, all you, just about the your career.
okay.
And then the second half, we're gonna talk about the deep. We starting off a little bit with some gems, and that was
Right.
dope. But we want to break it down in a bit to where people get a better understanding of who Peanut is, the comedian first.
Okay.
Right.
So so tell the people how you got started into that. You know what I'm saying? Because you popping out
So
here, bro.
so
So tell them how that happened.
so it's crazy because I was eventually I was a videographer and a videographer, a producer, and I used to make music. I had a studio in my crib, and I used to just shoot videos and like do stuff like that. And then when I started doing that, I was like, you know what, this is not working for me.
Right.
Cause I would like try to shoot models and they wouldn't want to pay me like my rates and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I might as well manage some artists. And that's when I started managing a few artists. I kind of like was like managing with my connections. Like I knew people in Philly, I knew people everywhere. I was getting on Instagram, kind of like writing people like, "Oh, let's work, let's do this," and they would come me back like, "Oh, okay, what's your artist name?" I would send them their music. They were like, "Oh, they hot. Let's make a song. Let's shoot a video." And then eventually my artist wasn't like they had things going on in their life, so it's kind of like faded away. So I was like, you know what, I might as well get into this comedy. And then this when I had a little team going on. I was running around with like PJ the Puppet, Trizzy the Mouth, a couple of my other homies. We would shoot skits, we was working, and and that's when I kind of started getting more into comedy. And then around that time, I was shooting a movie called Loyalty Is None, but we didn't have a budget, so it was like a movie that we was just shooting from like nothing. Like everybody wasn't like getting on, like everybody wasn't like being on the same like pat, like the same like, oh well, I'm with you on this. We gonna shoot it. People would show up late. People wasn't like being consistent, and I was like, you know
Right.
what? Forget this movie. Like I'm not gonna put my all into people in Philadelphia that's not gonna be serious for themselves.
Right.
And I really didn't have a big following that was following me behind that to like push me. So then that's when I was like, all right, I went back to managing the artist. Like, all right, I'm gonna manage the artist, and that's when I started doing shows. I had a show with like DJ Diamond Cuz. I had a show with other like I would show up to Glockaware. My artists would pop up here. I would promote my artists. And eventually I got into comedy. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start making funny skits by myself. I'm gonna start making funny videos. And I just came up with a slogan like, what you mean? And I started
Right.
running with that and was like, that's my slogan. That's what you mean is me. So I gotta promote that to my fans and to my supporters to let them know that
Right.
I'm a comedian, I'm a creator, and I want to make y'all laugh, and this is what I love to do. So, you know, things like
That's
that. So that's
dope.
how I got into that.
That's
And I
dope.
just want to piggyback off of something real quick that you
It's
spoke
right
on.
on. I was about to say right to you, so
Yes.
you're right on
I'll be right on his top. Like I listen,
Okay.
I go off of your energy and I just want to first say, it's such a pleasure to be here again with you tonight. Okay, Peanut,
Right.
such a genuine individual. Something that I want to know because I have worked with some of these same people in the past. Shows that I was hosting, or I
Mhm.
might have been somebody in a building. I've been seeing Trizzy and some of these individuals for years. What is
Right.
something that you could say that you learned from? If it's any one person that you could shout out that gave you something that you could take with you or that you took with you to this point in your comedy career, who can you say gave you something, whether it was a piece of advice, a show that you'll never forget? Like, who was somebody in Philly that you worked with that gave you something that you'll never forget or still use to this day?
I mean, like Trizzy, like he was the one like would encourage me to like go hard to do it. Like he was always like trying to work. Let's get this done, Peanut. Let's work. And it was just like we just didn't really have the support that we really needed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it was like at the time, me and him really wanted it. Like we wanted loyalties. Now we
Mhm.
wanted our movie to be out there, but everybody else was like not getting paid. They was like, "Oh, we're not doing this for a check. Like we gonna do what we want to do." It was like, it was a complicated issue with like another
Mhm.
person, and another person was like, well, I don't want her on set. And it's like at the end of the day, this is business. Like what you do have
Right,
in your personal life don't have nothing to do with me. So that kind of
right.
like builded messed my relationship up with different artists and different people, because now they don't want to work with me anymore because now I got her working, or I got whatever this person working. And now it's
right,
like they picking sides. It's like in this business, it's not personal, it's a business. So it's
Right.
like that's
Absolutely.
like me saying, "Oh, I'm not going to mess with his podcast, or I'm not going to mess with Fox because they got this person on their podcast." No,
Right.
it's a
Right.
business. If they choose to interview that person,
Yeah,
I
you gotta
cannot
take the
say,
personal aside
yeah,
and make
I
it
cannot.
strictly business.
Yeah, I cannot say, "Oh, I don't want to work with them no more." No, I'm going to support them and be like, "Oh, that was dope, that was hot." I'm going to still, whatever my relationship I have with this person, whether it's negative, I'm going to keep that I'm not even going to let you know about what's going on. I'm just going to be quiet, because not like a life or death situation. So, and that's what the
Right.
thing with like us people, we get it confused of knowing like what's personal and what's what's something that's like what's something that's going to affect us and what's something that's not. We get in our feelings too much and realize that this is our career. We believe in this. We have to
And
leave that personal stuff
also,
out the door.
and I believe that, and I just want to speak on that from somebody who, even Tig just went through this where, he had to part ways with someone he was doing business with. And just
Right.
because you part ways with someone, and this is for, I'm using him as an example because this just happened. And from what you just said, and me being someone that has went through that, people got to understand how important it is to not talk down on people. So you can say even what you went through with someone without making it seem like you can't be in the same building with them, because
Right.
it's a small world, and if you're doing business at any level, you're going to run into the people that you don't like even when you out,
Right.
and you have to have enough, decorum and enough respect for yourself and your business and your peers, the people that believe in you, not to just
Right.
go out there throwing it all away because you're mad about something.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will try to attack your spirit
Yeah.
because you
And
parted
do.
ways. You know what I'm saying? They throw
Right.
subliminals and all of that. And in the end, I still want to see you win. And I'm
Right.
saying that straight through the air. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might not feel the same about me, I still want to see you win. So
Right.
remember
Because
that
that's
was
what it
said.
was about to begin with. And
Yeah.
say what we doing right now, this cross promote and networking. See, people,
Absolutely.
I want to board up, something that you brought up when you said, they wasn't taking it serious because they didn't get paid. That is the biggest problem with most entrepreneurs, that before they even just the chance to work with somebody like you that has already worked with people that had a name for themselves. Even at that time, I know Trizzy was hosting mad shows, getting booked and all that a lot. Now I said all that to say there is rare that actors get paid until they get their feet in the door. So you can't just do one movie project. Most people that start getting paid right away that do movies is ones that been doing plays for years or other things to build themselves up. Now, if you go into a movie, it do not work like that where you just automatically get paid. That's why they have extras and stuff. Now, if a movie has a budget, then you could get something like $50 a day to be an extra, but you can just do that for your people. So all they had to do was say, I'm going through something. I need this experience. But do you think you can help me out a little bit? And that would be better than saying, oh, I'm not getting paid. I can't do this.
Right. So, Peanut, who was the person that saw that you had this talent in comedy and pushed you to go out there and do your shows and really tell you like, yo, you got it, man. Just go ahead and do it. Who was that person for you?
Well, he said
I'm gonna be.
Trizzy,
I'm gonna
so
be.
who
I'm
else?
gonna be honest with you. Like it was like mainly like Jesus Christ, like God, like told me like, like you got this. Like don't give up. Keep going. Keep working hard. Don't let nobody bring you down. Don't let nobody, give you negative energy. Like keep working hard and keep doing what you gotta do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like your kids want to see you win. Your kids want to see you work hard. Your family want to see you work hard. Like everybody that was like most of the people around me, it was like very few people that wanted to see me win, but there's also very few people that did not want to see me win because they wanted to, they wanted to sabotage like what I had going on. They wanted to like knock everything down and they, a lot of people probably thought they knocked everything down, but I just kept going and I kept working hard, So,
Mhm.
people would act funny like if I wouldn't like their stuff on Instagram, if I wouldn't follow them, they would think that automatically I didn't rock with them. And it's like, no, like you had my phone number, like you could pick the phone up and call me. Like
Right,
like Instagram is when it becomes Instagram and anything personal like that, that means that's a different relationship right there. When you have somebody's phone
Right,
number, that means you can pick the phone up and call and be like, hey, what's up? Instagram is Instagram. Like it's fake and some of it is real, but you don't know what's
right.
real. And some people
Right.
get that misconstrued with Instagram and like relationships and stuff like that. So, but it was God, like Jesus made me like woke me up to tell me what I needed to, for myself.
Yo,
I
that's
love
real
when
rap.
a
You know
man
what I'm
bring
saying?
up
I can relate
God.
to that.
Yeah.
Y'all, can we just say how me and Tick was talking about God?
Yeah.
Just we earlier today, he brought
Yeah.
up something, and I love bringing up just our conversations because we building it. Even with Peanut, we actually have conversations because this is not just like, oh, we doing business. No, in order to see each other win and things like that, it's okay to talk to other people that's going through certain stuff because
Right.
when they not telling you bad advice like, oh, go fly off the limb. No, focus more on
Hold it
promoting
down, Queen.
yourself.
I gotta get some water.
Facts, your brand. Okay, when we was talking, it's all literally about uplifting each other. While
Yeah.
we here for a second, I want you to tell them, right?
Right.
Tell them about some of the ventures that you had that you might still be in, right? Or some that you was doing and just didn't work out and you moved on to the next thing.
Adventures as far as like what, like
Business wise, like say like, or it could be even family wise, because this is
okay.
a show where Tig tap into everything. He want to know how you survive. Now you talked about the street party yourself. What did you do to
Right.
get yourself out? What was one of the ventures that you did to get yourself away from all that?
That's a
I just
great
had to I
question.
had to like once I got locked up and I went down for a gun and like some guns in a bulletproof vest, like in New Jersey. I got locked up. They raided my crib like five something in the morning, and I went down. Um, After that situation happened, I woke up and I just started realizing you know like certain people I can't have everybody around me. Like everybody can't be around me to be in my space. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
move differently for myself because just that one little situation kind of like changed my life and like took my kids away from me. And then at that time I had my oldest son, so he took my oldest son away from me. I missed years out of his life, things like that. So um, it just took me how to move differently now. Like I move differently. I don't move with a whole bunch of people, a squad with me, or I move differently. So, and that was like a big thing that like kind of helped me become a better person to know, you can't do what everybody else is doing. You gotta be yourself and just keep and move how you move for yourself. Usually your friend hooks you up like, oh, let's go here, and then you follow him. It's like no, sometimes you might follow him into a situation that's not your situation. So
yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
Sometimes God'll put you alone, and when
mhm,
you alone is when you talk to him most, right?
yeah,
But not only just that, when you alone, you start dealing with yourself because you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? That's the best time to reevaluate and recalibrate what you need to do out here as a man.
okay,
And a woman, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Some people don't like to be alone because then that means they have to deal with the inner demons that they have.
right,
And that's the best time to really do it because then there's self correction going on when you by yourself.
And I
right,
want to speak on something, as somebody, I told y'all I've been a mother since I was 15, and self discovery to me, I feel like is so much more important sometimes even than the things that we do. When we go away and we discover what we good at, how we want to be treated, how we want to be talked to. Because, I know Muslims, Christians, Buddhists. Me personally, I was raised as a Christian, but I really read every holy book, and I really feel like it's important for us, no matter which way we go to God, to be kind to people, to also keep in effect that we all, every single person on this earth that's still here, even children, go through traumatizing things where they don't need another person adding on to that. If you could be
yeah,
light to someone just a little bit, just tell somebody good morning or ask them how they doing, you have no idea how those small things are God's work too, just by no matter how much you're going through, just being kind to someone.
yeah.
That's it.
Right, right. So tell the people a bit more about this movie that you was in, man. Tell us what your
Thanks.
role was, and you know what I'm saying, where they could
The movie
find it. Let's
project
talk about that a bit.
the movie project I started working on is just like overall some of the like films I was in
Overall,
on.
Whatever one you want to give us, like whatever you want to
thanks.
give us, just tell us. You know what I mean? Tell the people. For those that don't know you, uh, this show be aired like all
Okay.
over the globe, honestly. Like
Okay.
people in Africa be watching, Puerto Rico, you know what I'm
Okay.
It's like
saying?
your video
France,
promo card. Like,
you know what I'm
this is your
saying? So
video
like they
biography.
be watching.
So after I did like my movie film and it didn't work out and didn't go the way it was, I actually still got the film. I didn't drop it because I actually really wanted to reshoot it with like real actors and get a budget and get some money behind me, people to donate and help me. As I started doing that, I met another comedian. She put me on. She told me like, yeah, Peanut, you can get in this agency for acting, da da da. And I went down to New York and I got connected with it,
Yeah,
and then I got hit with a role in Power. So I was
right,
like, oh, okay. And then around that time, I was having a stomach, like I was going through stuff with my stomach. So I had to get surgery and stuff with my stomach, and
right,
I thought I was going to die because I was like not eating the right foods, not keeping myself like healthy, and I completely changed my diet. I went a whole year just like a vegetarian for the whole year, and I feel much
right.
better. And I had to tell myself it don't matter like how skinny you are, big you are, tall you are, you still got to take care of yourself.
Right, the best you can,
Yeah,
okay?
Health is
It's
important. Health is definitely important. It's good to take care of yourself, eat right, exercise, and get the proper amount of sleep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Me myself, I personally can share with the fact that the reason I quit smoking is because, you know what I'm saying, I was going through it. I got shot. So I got ailments already. Smoking ain't helping. You know
right,
what I'm saying? That's just keeping it a thou wow, right?
right,
So when I did this though, one thing that I'm starting to realize is that my body feel different already. So when I was doing that, it was making me feel worse. So now what I'm on now is trying to exercise and get more right so that way I can be good out here. You know what I'm saying? So to elaborate more on what you're saying, it's definitely good to take care of yourself out here. And when you know
yeah,
that your body is rejecting anything or telling you it's time to take care of it, listen to it. You know what I'm saying? That's
facts.
important.
That's how you
Listen to
last and
your
be
body when
here.
your body is telling you.
yeah. I had
Facts.
to
That's
change my diet. Like it's crazy because like I don't eat dairy products. I don't eat tomatoes. I don't eat no. I haven't been eating McDonald's in like maybe 8 years. Like I don't eat no fast foods. Like I might eat something when I go out, like a Red Lobster or like Applebee's or something like that. But it's like really like something healthy, like something that's not like from the fast food. Because fast food restaurant they just do your food any kind of way. And I
yeah,
worked for KFC for like a couple years, so I know how the chicken is being made. I know how the if I'm doing the chicken like this, just imagine what else anybody else is doing it. Your food.
right.
So I
Right.
had to change my diet, and once I changed my diet, I felt better. Yeah, I felt way better.
Yo, I will just tell y'all, and I just want to speak on this while we on that health subject. And this is also connected to business. I'm gonna make it real short. Since Corona started, I had it 3 times, and never when I got it was it directly from me. It was always from like I kissed one of my children on the mouth and they was at school, or my king could have been at work and he got it from work and then I got it. So it was always like a, even if your immune system is strong, you got to make sure that you do certain things. Like, as a 39-year-old woman, I juice. Okay, I be drinking beet juice, celery juice. Our seasonings are medicine. So our
Right.
season is just, using turmeric could stop cancer. All of these things, garlic is a lot of lemon juice, all of these things, that we
Ginger.
just
Yeah.
put
Yeah,
in our
and I
food
can attest
seasons.
to that because I helped my wife, get rid of hers. Yeah, my wife had
Oh
caught
yeah.
cancer. She beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it
You
Yeah.
was
beat
Wow.
we helped
anything.
change it with the diet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you
Mhm.
definitely right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything that is
Yeah.
wrong with you, I want to get is key real fast. Because for me, I'm telling y'all, it was times where I didn't even have medical sometimes, and I had to sit there and heal myself from stuff. When I tell y'all, when your body breaking down, we can heal ourselves as long as it's not like broken bones or stuff like that. The way that we eat and the way that we think, you will be surprised how most stuff you can heal with your mind just by clearing out the toxic energy, the stress of what you're even
Yeah.
going
Stress will
through
definitely make
in
you sick.
faith. It
And
That's
will
a
you
in
fact.
faith.
you also got to think about like our body can serve like meats from other like under animals, right? You don't know what those animals is going through or dealing with, so you're taking in that meat into your body and it's not digesting properly. Now
Right.
you're having issues with your stomach. You got issues with dairy. You got issues with anything that you eat that's being made, from the government is kind of affecting you, and you're not like I had issues going to the bathroom, so I wasn't digesting my food right, and it wasn't like, and I would go not the bathroom for like 2 weeks, a week and a half. I'm like, oh, this is something wrong with this, like,
And then it hurts your back. Like, can we talk about when that happens to you? Honestly,
yeah,
I feel like that's what happened to me the other day when I was cooking and I been there on y'all and I pulled my back, not doing nothing but putting some eggs away. I said, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, this is." I'm not only I eating things that can I tell y'all how we could even eat healthy things, but if we're allergic to it and don't know it, our body will tell us like by
yeah,
us not being able to go to the bathroom or something. So it could be something that's good for someone else but it's not good for
not
you.
good, but yeah,
Right,
absolutely, yeah.
right. So Peanut,
Hmm.
tell me, tell me your favorite. You said you was an artist as well, right?
So yeah, I got some music. I actually, I'm gonna say I got music I can release like every other day. Like I got music
Okay. What
like
was your
A lot
is
of
your artist
music.
name the same as your
my artist
comedian
name is
name?
the same. Yeah, yes it is. Yep.
Okay, okay, okay. So what is your style like? Break that down to the people. Tell them a bit.
As far as
Oh,
music wise,
yes,
like
sir.
music wise, I do like I mentioned like clubbing. I like making club music. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to say it like this. But before the Sexy Red came out, I was making music like that like 10 years ago. Like I got
Mhm.
songs that I ain't released that was like wild stuff. That I'm like, nah, they ain't gonna like this. So I was making more so like club music, and I like battle rap music, like bars. I was giving them bars and stuff like that. So I do got some songs that Big Sev, he shot a video for me like a couple years ago that I didn't even release the video. So I got some videos and some music. He
Shout
shot
out
like a
to
couple
Big
videos.
Sev, okay? He be working out here,
That's
man.
what's up.
Can you
That's what's
tell
up.
me, tell us something about like how that was working with Big Sev, or who
He
are some of the
was
people that?
like
Yeah,
working with him, he was like easy to work with. He was like, Peanut, let's get this done. Da da da. Everything I wanted to do, he did. It was like one time we were shooting a video. We were shooting beatbox video a couple times.
right.
I was like working with. I had Queen Niche working with me. She was the artist that was featuring on the song. We was
Hmm.
working, and one time he put the drum in the air, and the drum ain't come back down. And I was like, oh my god, da, da, da. I'm gonna have to pay you for this drum. He's like, bro. He was like, bro, don't worry about that. It is what it is. I get another
Yeah, the
one.
drone
Yeah.
usually find its way back home anyway.
But it fell down on the
Right,
building, and it fell down on the building up on the
Oh,
downtown. It went on the tall building, and I was
right.
like, "Oh my god, I'm about to pay him back." And usually I deal with a videographer before that's like, "Bro, you gotta pay me for this, bro." Like da da da. He was chilling, you know what I'm saying? So I started respecting him more. Like, damn, okay, I can work with him. Like he's easy to work with. If I need to, call him for something, he was always there. If I need to write him for something, he was always there. And I was able to build that relationship with him as far as that, you know
That is so important,
compared to
y'all.
working
Can
with
I
other
that's what's
just,
people.
up. That's what's
that
up.
is so important when people build
Mhm.
relationships. Like I said, if you do good content, if you are good to people, if you are putting out good product, you are going to make money. People that always got money on their mind for everything, even while they're actually building something to make the money, is the ones we got to stay away from. I'm telling y'all. Because most of
Yeah.
the real bosses, they out here doing stuff for people. You're not charging for every single thing that you do. You charging for the things that take a lot of effort. So I don't
Right,
Right,
charge to tell people information. I charge if they're asking me for information that they're going to go make money from. But if you just
right,
need something to make you a better person or lead you to when you start making money is a different story. So
right.
that's
This
where
is how
people
all the
got to
people
mess
with the
that up.
master classes making money. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
using their talents and basically teaching people and getting paid for teaching people. So you're
That's what
absolutely right
consultant
there.
work is, which is fine. But that's what I'm saying. People, you got to pick a lane with people. You can't just work with someone and then treat them as if you're their consultant, manager, or any of these things. That's
right,
why intentions have to be clear when doing business.
right. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Period. Why are you doing this for me? Why do you want to do this?
But I do got a
absolutely.
single out called Ice Cream though. Y'all need to check that out.
Hey,
Hey,
where can
y'all
they
heard
check
me?
that
Go
out
check
at?
that out. That ice cream,
That's on all the
fishy peanut.
platforms. Yeah.
Everywhere, y'all. Check it out everywhere. Ice cream, okay? I wish I had some right here. See, we got set
Real
up where
rap,
somebody got,
yo, the
I
real
could
rap.
have the
I'm
ice
just
cream
getting
cone, like,
cool, so you know what I'm saying. I feel good now, you know what I'm saying. But when I
right.
first got in this joint, but peanut. So let me ask you, man. Give me your top 5 comedians of all time. And I'm gonna share
My,
mine. I'm gonna share mine.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. My top five comedians is I like Cat Williams. He on my list. Um, I like Lavelle. Dave Chappelle. It's on my list. I like Eddie Murphy,
One more.
and I like Mike Epps. Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
like all of them too. I
Yo,
do.
I do too. But here's my 5.
Okay.
My last one, I'm gonna tell y'all why though. I'm gonna save him for last. But I'm gonna start with Eddie Murphy,
Okay.
Red Fox,
Okay.
That was gonna be mine.
Cat Williams, Chappelle. Yeah, I gotta give it to Epps too. I gotta give it to no. My 5th is Red Grant.
Okay. Okay.
Red Grant, and I'm gonna tell you why my 5th is Red Grant.
Mhm.
Yo, when I say Red Grant is a real one, yo, let me tell y'all how real Red Grant is, man.
Mhm.
Red Grant is the reason that I had anybody looking at me in radio in the first place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not only is he a good dude, and he tried to do things for the community in DC. He ran for mayor and all that. You know what I'm saying? He lost, but he out here trying to do things for the people.
Right.
But
Okay.
yo, when I tell you he came on the radio with me and gave me my first shot at interviewing anybody, yo, he was the first person I got to interview, and that was like the most awesome interview I ever had. And when they was like, "Yo, crack some jokes," you know what he said? No, you crack the jokes. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, no, it ain't
Right.
funny right now. We serious. And he a down to
Right.
earth dude, but it was
Right.
funny, you know what I'm saying? Because the way he did it was like, no, you crack the jokes. Go ahead, do something. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? His demeanor is just like so down to earth, and I like him for that. But
Right.
he's hella funny too. You know what I'm saying? He's hella funny. So yeah, man, your top 5 is dope. So where do you see yourself uh in the next 5 years with comedy? Like what do you where do you see yourself with that?
So right now I'm just focused on like getting my Instagram numbers up there, like getting my content up there, and like eventually I see myself doing more stand up comedy, doing more shows, traveling, touring, just building something, building a brand for myself, like getting my brand out there more. And eventually when you build your brand, you get your Instagram following up, then eventually other doors will open up for you. So you just gotta be consistent about it. You gotta work hard, and you just gotta sometimes you gotta do some things, and eventually hard work pays off, and eventually things will start coming in. You'll start getting paid eventually. You can't expect
Yeah,
to get paid all the time if you don't got the experience or you ain't connected with people. Money is not going to always come, because all money isn't good money, and I learned that from my first show I did.
Right.
All money isn't good money, and you got to just work hard, and eventually it'll come to you.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm
that's
telling
true,
y'all,
man.
when I
That's
tell
true,
you
man. That's
dedication,
well spoken.
and
Yeah.
can we add on the other part of that is investing in yourself.
And
It is not
Definitely
one
invest in yourself.
person that I know, including y'all or whoever, that did not invest in themselves multiple times, and the whole project could have fell to the ground.
yeah.
But guess what? Each one of y'all picked yourselves up and kept on going. Y'all know I got hacked, all types of stuff. We
Yeah.
all have a testimony of something that we did that was so life altering that we could have just walked away. But not only
Right.
did we keep on going, but we invest in ourselves. The
Yeah.
equipment, the studios y'all be in, the
Everything.
cameras that y'all shoot with, the clothes
Yeah.
that the custom clothes that both of y'all have. So can we talk about y'all King clothing line? Like, can we talk about the clothing lines all up in here? Can we do
Okay.
that?
Okay, so I'll go first. You know what I'm saying? This is custom piece, and I've been wearing these Johns lately on my press runs. This is a
Okay.
Damani brand Stoners Club. I have a Stoners Club collection, but I
Okay.
also have Lady Damani, and I have a regular Damani collection with Damani bees on them.
Okay.
So I make custom clothes. I also, make hats, mugs, watches, phone covers, whatever you
Uh,
need. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
so wow.
And I sell other clothes as well, which is the Money brand. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which,
Hey,
y'all can check
Okay,
the site out,
okay.
themoneybrand.com. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna check that out.
now, Peanut, tell them about your brand. Like, what is your brand? What do you sell under your brand? Because we all are entrepreneurs, so we can have clothes, but then the Money brand might have cups, or they might have wraps, or you get what I'm saying. So, what does your brand consist of?
So right now, I don't really officially have a brand. I mean, I have a
Okay.
brand, but it isn't like where I wanted to be at because I kind of like I had something custom made by somebody, and then I kind of didn't like that, and it was an issue because they was like, well, I want this certain percentage out of what you sell, and I want this, and it wasn't like the numbers wasn't adding up. I'm like, well, if I'm selling this and you're not the one putting the work in, I mean, you're making it, but I'm still paying for everything. So it was like a disagreement with that. So then now I have to
Yeah,
like
it's really
rebrand myself.
bad.
So
Me and
now
you
it's
gonna
like,
have a talk about that as far
okay,
as
it's like
like
because
developing. Right.
I kind of like want to get a picture with my face on it, like cartoon, like something like funny on my face, like with the lettering, like make it so my people could come to my, and buy it and support me because I have a lot of people that would buy and would support. And
Right.
it's like, but I do got the Subway Ciphers. Like my brand is one of my brands is the Subway Ciphers, where I like shoot,
Period.
in
And
the
it be
subway.
rapping in the circle. Tell us about that. So
Yeah.
Subway Ciphers, tell us about like one of the ones you did already. Like,
So I did one with like Bruno Brown, Squirt the Boys, the Lovely Flash, like a whole back then. It was like a whole bunch of artists like Wild Leaf, Squad. Like I did it. Yeah, it was major. I had a lot of artists come out. Um, Only thing what happened was I ended up somebody broke into my Airbnb and they took my laptop with all my footage on there, all my hard drives.
I've been through that, yo. Can
Yeah,
So
I just say, man, can we just
and
send prayers up for all the people that lost their music, footage, stuff
everything,
over
I
the
lost
years,
everything.
due to just
Mhm.
thievery or just life. Let's
And
put a prayer up for all the lost music and stuff, yo, because I'm telling you.
and this wasn't the second time that I lost stuff. Like I had interviewed a couple artists and like major people, and I lost it. Like some people, again, I got robbed again. So it was like the devil was playing with me, like trying to get me to provoke me, and it was like, okay,
Honestly, can I just combat that? When I
yeah,
lost my Instagram, that was the first thing I was thinking, like, the devil is mad at me. But sometimes
mhm,
when we lose big things, it was supposed to happen that way.
right,
Because a lot of people
step
do
back
not
for a
do
get
what
back.
y'all did. Facts. And a
yeah,
lot of people don't love God like we do.
yeah,
Some people say God, it ain't the same God that we talking about. So I said all that to say that no matter how great we think people is or the things that we done, when we lose things abruptly in multiple times, that's because we were doing the right thing in the wrong way. Period.
yeah. I had did an
Yeah.
interview with DJ Self in Capone. I was in New York a couple years, like a while back, and like that was on my laptop too. It was like all this footage with like some girls from the TV show and shit. The TV show, I can't think of the name of the TV show they played on
Mhm.
around that time. I love New York or loving hip hop New York and all that. I interviewed a couple of those, so I lost all that footage. And it was like I don't even know what to tell them. Like, okay, I lost the footage. They were expecting for me to put it out, and it's like I had to just keep going.
You
Like,
Well,
want
the
to know
good thing
what? If
about
you
that
notice,
is
none of them
you was
said
on there,
nothing
so
though.
people definitely seen you.
yeah, they see me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, so that's the
also,
good thing about that.
yeah,
and can we put out the fact that even if the footage was lost, the people that you worked with, that's the
right.
good thing about working with people, that if they still active, you can always do that. Or even if
Yeah,
they not active, you might be the person that could get them to come back out of retirement. Like, oh, remember we did that footage? Let's do something new.
right.
You
Yeah,
don't even gotta say the footage gone. Just
right.
Right,
just be like, let's do something new.
Right.
right. So,
No
Peanut,
fuck.
tell me, if it's one comic that you wanted to work with right now, who would that person be and why?
Just like overall in Philly or just like anywhere, like anywhere.
Just anywhere.
Just like one of them, just one.
I mean, if you got a few, you can name a few, but who are those
So
people and why?
so
Break
I
each
wanted
person down, what it is that you like about them, and why you want to work with 'em.
So I kind of like when I was like getting into the comedy more, I was like listening to like Ha Davis and all that. So I kind of like Ha Davis because I
I
like
like haha.
you know like
When
I
he
like
was
his
on it, when he
slogan
was
like
on Twit, what was that?
yeah,
What's the John he was on?
he was on what
What
TikTok.
was the name of that app? It was an app. It was an
Um
app. It was the same app. What's the name got popping on Twitch or something like that?
TikTok.
No, it's not TikTok. It was before
Um,
TikTok.
I know what you're talking about, but I
Ron.
can't think of it right
Whatever the
now.
name of this app was before TikTok. It was before
Right.
TikTok, and that was the joint that everybody was popping. This is how they found Just
Musically,
Hilarious, Cardi B, all of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of this
they
app
all
though.
was connected, y'all.
Oh,
Just know that a
Clubhouse.
lot of them apps was
It's
connected,
not
like
Clubhouse.
musically.
That only been around for a few years. This app was around for a couple years before then.
What,
Like I would have to
MySpace?
Google it to
Yeah,
remember it,
you
but
gonna have to look it up because there was so many, y'all. He got me sitting here like, what, MySpace?
Yeah, I know what
Like,
you're
what?
talking about, but I can't think about it. But I would work with him because he was just funny and he was just like chilling and he didn't really do
Right,
skits with a lot of people. Like he would just do his stuff by himself, maybe one person. And I felt like he was like more so like he wasn't too over his head, like, too flashy, whatever, the jury. He was just doing like and he would do like movie skits, like kinda like short ones, but like nice,
right,
funny ones. And he did like voiceovers and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, So he was one of my guys I like to work with. I also
right.
like working with I like Country Wayne. So he's one of my favorite because he does long skits. But before, even when he started
Jesus.
doing long skits, I was doing long movie skits too.
Right.
So I kind of like him because he's all about his business, and I felt like he's a hardworking comedian. He's funny
Yeah, he
too.
definitely
So
hardworking, and he put God first. That's why I said what his slogan, Jesus is popping.
yup,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So Yep.
yeah,
So, as far as anybody else, I mean, I like the other entertainers. I mean, if I can work with everybody, I would. But like if it came down to working with one of them and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah.
oh
Um,
man, that's dope. So if it's one thing life has taught you, tell me about that. What would that be?
you said one life is what?
If it was one thing life has taught you, what would that be?
Life taught me not to give up, to keep going and like reaching my dreams and just keep being
Right.
focused and take one day at a time. My friend, my homie, I used to do skits. His name Positive Pro Star. We used to do a lot of skits. We did a Bad Boy skit together, and we did a couple a Friday skit. He used to always be she be telling me even now. I talked to him like maybe a couple weeks ago. She's like, Peanut, don't give up, keep going. And at one point I was giving up because I didn't I was going through things and problems and I was suffering from depression and a lot of people didn't know I was going through a lot of things and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard to like refocus yourself because sometimes you got to take yourself out of what you're going through and then re-put yourself back in there to make yourself feel good. To know that you still got people that love you, people that care about you, people that support you, and and you still love yourself because yourself you come
Right.
before anybody else. If you're not in the right place to be who you are, how can you be how can you work hard and become the person that you want to be for the people that love you? And that was like
Indeed.
telling myself what I need to do for myself, and just giving me him being there to support me. And we didn't talk for quite a while, but then when we did talk, it was always positive, and it was always we got the work done and did what we need to do.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's dope,
listen.
man. That's dope. That's
So,
definitely dope. You got a question?
I do.
Um. Okay.
I do.
Do
I feel
okay.
like what's next for you? So, what's your next? Let's say, what's your? And I don't want you to give too much because we don't want nobody blocking blessings.
Right.
But what's if it was something that you can do right now? If money wasn't an option, just nothing wasn't an option. It's just a project that you want to do. What would it be?
A project that I would want to do. Um. I would just do like a a funny movie with some of my actors in there. Cat Williams. Country Wayne, a couple of actors, and put that together because you know, you don't really see too much of the like comedians working with the old school comedians. So sometimes we would
Right.
have to. I would bring that together, so the world can see that, and if I had the opportunity, I would bring a couple Philly comedians in to be a part of that as well, and some New York comedians. I know comedians all over New York, Atlanta, Philly, Jersey. So
Right.
I would, bring it in there as well to bring that together. Be like, yeah, listen, we gonna make this film and like and make it work and make it happen.
And that would be amazing for real. So
Yeah,
man, the power of words is real. So just by you speaking that, we all got God in our hearts. Let's pray that one day, okay, we be seeing that movie on the screen and we gonna be like, yo, he said that. He said he was gonna do that to
right.
us.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Look,
because
that's what I
like
have to be a fan girl. Be like, he said that to us.
when I got that opportunity to be in power, and I had that, even though I had a little scene, it still it pushed me to be like, oh, work hard. Then I started getting other roles, and I was getting
Right,
New Amsterdam, Blue Bloods, other, and and it was like, oh, I'm in the film, I'm in the wheelchair. Okay, I'm playing this part. I'm still in the scene. Like people
right,
see me, they was calling me like, oh, I see you. I see. So
And a
I was
whole
like,
bunch
oh,
of
it is
people
what it
can
is.
say they've been in power, except the
Yeah,
people that've been in power. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I was next to
So that's
producers and
dope within
actors.
itself.
I
right,
was next to producers and actors that I'm like, oh, okay. But I was chilling. We was in a poppy store on set and everything. And I was like, okay.
right,
People like, can I get your
That's
autograph,
dope, man.
Peanut? They was like, it was vibes, but it was good. I loved it.
right.
That's
Man, I'm
dope,
so
man.
proud of y'all, man. Listen, I love just even being here in the presence of kings, for the last couple of shows that I've been encountering. It's been strong, powerful men, okay? Y'all out here doing y'all thing, keeping God in your hearts. Everything else will follow.
Always.
Everything. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So is there anything is there anything that you want to tell the people why you got the chance on this platform right now? If there's anything that you want to say to the people,
Right.
what would that be?
I would say like never give up, keep working hard to reach your dreams, and like stay focused. And I would just say be yourself. Like, don't rely on the next person to like open up a door for you. Cause there's a lot of people around me. I ain't gonna say no names or just anybody, but it's people in general that's relying on the next person to support them. Next person to open the door for them. Next person to give them money. Next person to, and this goes out to the single women, the single men, the women that's married, the men that's married. Like just be your own self. Like do what you gotta
Absolutely.
do for yourself. As long as you being who you are, you always going to get the love that you want. And if you ain't getting the love that you want or the support, then that person that's there giving you that, they're not for you.
And that's what
And
I'm
that's
telling y'all.
and that's how
That's
I
a
feel.
key. Okay? Everybody
Yeah.
not
So
for us. And even people that y'all might big up or lift up, they are not going to do the same thing for you. And that's okay.
yeah.
We got to be okay with we not doing what we do for people
Right.
to for them even to give it back. Just appreciate it. And I feel like, that if they can't do that, if appreciation is too much for them, then just get them out your way, y'all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And just
Absolutely.
and just let me say one thing, just to learn to like forgive people. I've been in many situations with people, with shows, events, podcasts, disagreements with people with business things, people that said bad things about me to other people. They told me I did this, that, and the third to other people, and people called me. And it was like, well, if you really support me and rock with me, then you would care what another person gonna say about me
Right.
because you know how I am.
Hmm.
So you gotta just be careful and just understand that like I said, everybody that's around you not gonna always be the people that's going to
For
generally love you or support you or
that's a
uplift
fact.
you or be there to give you a helping hand because they're just there
Right.
to like suck everything out of you because they don't want to go and do what they need to do for themselves.
And there's a lot of that going on, okay? Just
Yeah.
people that want to stop people shine light. It's even happened to me, y'all, where I was just a regular independent person and people trying to blackball me and stuff because they
Yep.
had more
Yeah.
money than me at the time. I know we
Yeah.
all have experienced, even if it was just music, brand wise, whatever, somebody, wanting to block our light. And this could be even people that we work directly with. You could work directly with somebody and your situation could move on a little faster than theirs and they feel like, oh, that should be for me. And they not in your face tearing you
Right.
down, but they behind your back trying to get opportunities and this and that. We gotta protect our energy, and we also have to be very mindful that everybody is not for us, even if they do stuff with or for us.
Right.
Right. which means you have to be very observant of everything going down and everything around you.
Yeah, because you get
You know,
people
I want
that's
to say
like,
that be very observant of everything going on. And sometimes it's okay to play coy. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And
Act
for
like
those
you
that
don't
don't know
see
what
it.
coy mean, that means it's okay to play dumb, like you don't see it happening. You know what
And
I'm
yeah,
just let
saying?
people hang themselves because they do. I'm not
because
gonna hold y'all. When people intentions is wrong, it always get revealed. You don't have to do anything to make someone who intentions is not well to reveal themselves. All you gotta do is be yourself and just keep the trains going that you had going on, and they gonna
right,
show you if they there for you or to come up off of you.
right.
Absolutely.
Cause it's a
Absolutely.
lot. It's a lot of people that's like they want to be there for you, but it's all about them. But then when it comes to the time to support you, they don't care about what you know. They kind of like envy you, kind of like don't want to see you win. It's like, well, if you support me, you there for me. Then why not support me? You know, it's like you only there when this beneficial to you,
If
and it's
you're
like
in it,
if
I'm
you in
very
it.
big on that.
And I
Test
got a lot of
people.
people like that that's around me, and
Oh,
I'm
I
trying
be
to like,
inboxing people. I'm telling you, inbox them something you doing. Be like, yo, comment on this. Tell
right,
people to do direct things because me always being that person, y'all, and I know all of y'all is humble like this. Y'all don't require nothing from the people that y'all care for. At the end of the
That's a
day,
fact.
we should not have to tell these people to comment on our stuff, or we be the first ones on people's stuff, putting fire, hearts, and all that. And that's not saying be on every one of our posts, but if they see y'all doing stuff that's like shows of your own or
yeah,
any of that, and y'all do nothing but big up other people's stuff, it's only right. Okay, for those
Yeah,
same people
they
to come
should
on
be
there and be
sharing,
like, I see.
especially if you doing it for them. They should be doing it for you as well.
yeah.
You
Facts.
know
Cause
what I'm saying? And if
I
they
do it for
can't do it for you,
everybody.
that's
Like,
literally telling you how they really feel about what you're doing and the
Facts.
fact that you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they see it. Now, those in the background that support you without doing it that way, that's different. You know, because
Right.
they the ones on ground zero with you. So they ain't
Right.
got to do that because they the ones giving you that push.
right, yeah,
But the ones that see it and they connected to you and you like, yo, do this for me, and they be like, oh, all right, I do it, but you don't see it.
right,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
It's a problem because that's how we grow from lifting each other up. We could go away 10 years from now. Y'all come back 10 years from now, and I'm going to treat y'all the same way. And we got to really do that for people. Some people will get locked up, lose their families, health. I had COVID 3 times. People think, like, how was I going to perform, host, do any of that? And I couldn't breathe. So this is like, people got to understand we are real humans at the end of the day. Our favorite stars, if they didn't have a big machine behind them, trust and believe they would not be able to keep up with things. So when people is independent, y'all, is the last word for me. Please understand that we got lives, we have families, we have businesses that we invest in, and if we don't have big money coming to us, then this is
mm,
us providing that,
right, right,
providing money, opportunities, etc. That's
right,
all.
absolutely. Hey, Peanut, man, I want to
yeah,
say thank you for coming to the pot, man. This was dope.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to end it right there because I got to get right back on another media run. I got to hop on somebody else's pod right after
Okay.
this. You know what I'm
Can I
saying?
say
I'm
one?
getting
Can I say one
interviewed.
thing real quick before you end this? Make sure y'all come out, man. I got a show, August 24th, the end of this month. Cyfest is going down. It's hosted by me, your official peanut, and my guy, Mr. O. I ain't even gonna say the word, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
ish.
shush. Oh
oh,
shh.
ish.
You feel what I'm
We can
saying?
say
So we
that.
hosting this event. And shout out to my guy Syph for giving me the opportunity, and it's gonna be a movie out there. We going out to VA, so it's gonna be a movie. Yeah.
And y'all can follow him on his social
And y'all
media
can
to see
follow me
where it's
on
at and all.
Instagram at official peanut. And if you want to come to the show, just DM me and I got you.
Hey, go follow Peanut, y'all. Official
Yeah,
Peanut
yeah,
on Instagram and everything else. Y'all heard him.
yeah,
Once
yeah.
again, y'all, it was another edition of the podcast with Tigmatic. It's your boy, Jamie the Fox, Peanut, and we out.
We out of here.
Bye.
Thanks for allowing me on the show.
Hey, it's all love.